Hey Iron Lab training followers, thank you for joining me. A little bit of housekeeping: if you haven't liked and followed our page, please do so at this time. We also have a channel on YouTube, so we'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe there as well. So you're here because you want to know the secret to weight loss. Come a bit closer. I don't want to say this too loud. The secret to weight loss is eating less calories than your body burns. Oh, that wasn't as earth-shattering as you thought it was going to be, huh? I know. You were expecting a product, a fad diet, a secret exercise that busts fat, or even a superfood. I remember I lost a few pounds a few years ago, and everyone in my exercise group kept asking me what the secret was. So what did I do differently, or what was the secret ingredient to changing and burning fat? It wasn't a secret recipe. It wasn't a magic fat burning exercise. There really wasn't a secret ingredient. There still isn't to this day. The secret is you have to eat less calories daily and consistently than your body is burning daily. So how do I know how many calories I burn in one day? That's probably what you're thinking. We're going to get a little technical here just for a minute. Your total daily energy expenditure, or your TDEE, is the energy expended while resting, plus the energy expended in digestion, and then adding your energy expended during physical activity. So when you're walking around at work, basically from the moment you get out of bed to the moment you go back to bed, that's your physical activity expenditure. Was that confusing? Well, what all that means is there's a formula for calculating how many calories your body burns. Most of us are not going to sit down and calculate that, but if you want to calculate your estimated TDEE, I'm going to put the formula up here. Take a look at it and you knock yourself out if you want to calculate that. The easiest way, though, to calculate it, I'm going to go into that. One thing to remember, though, is with that formula, it's going to tell you how many calories you use during the day. It's not going to tell you how many calories to eat or not eat to lose weight, gain weight. It only tells you how many calories to maintain. Okay? So back to the simplest way to calculate your calories that you should be eating, or how many you burn, so to maintain, is to use an app. Most of the apps will take your weight, age, your activity level, and they'll tell you how many calories you should be eating to maintain your current weight, to lose or gain weight. You can do a quick search on Google or the App Store, depending on what kind of device you're using, and it'll provide you with many options to calculate your total daily energy expenditure. I've listed a few examples up here. The one that I use is MyPlate app, but there's lots of good apps. There's lots of good websites that have calculators on them. But the MyPlate app, it is a calorie counting tool, but it also tells you what your daily goal is if you're trying to lose weight or gain weight. So you'll put all your information in, and then you'll put your personal goal. I want to lose weight, I want to gain weight, whatever the case may be. So let's talk about eating less calories daily than your body burns. Let's say, for the purpose of this example, that your body burns 2,000 calories a day. In order to lose weight, you will need to consistently eat less than 2,000 calories a day. So you're thinking, well, what do I need to eat? Don't I have to eat special diet food? Can I only eat fruits and vegetables? I need to cut out all the sugars. I need to cut out bread, right? No, and no. On the most basic level, you can literally eat whatever you want as long as your total calories are under 2,000 for this example. So in your mind, you're probably thinking, so I could eat ice cream for every meal? You could. You really could. So let's explore this idea of being on an ice cream diet. So a half a cup measurement of Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey ice cream is 300 calories. So if we shoot for 1,800 calories, because remember 2,000 is our example, you could have 6 half cup servings over the course of the day. So in one day, you could scoop up a half a cup serving 6 times, but that's all you could eat to be under 2,000 calories. So it's possible. I think you would be very hungry if that's all you ate, but technically you ate less calories than your body used, and technically you would lose weight if you stuck to that pattern consistently. Let's talk about the next layer. Is eating all your daily calories and ice cream healthy? Of course not. Would your body be receiving the diverse nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that it needs? No, it wouldn't. All of our bodies require protein, fat, carbohydrates. The Institute of Medicine recommends that our daily calorie intake be composed of 45 to 65% carbs, 20 to 35% fats, and 10 to 35% protein. I'll explore those three categories more in another episode, but ultimately, if you want to lose weight, the most effective way to do so is to reduce your calorie intake and increase the amount of energy you are expending in daily activity. I recommend using an app like I mentioned before to track not only what you're eating, but also your activity. The MyPlate app is free and you can scan most any barcode for quick input. If you've been trying to lose weight for a long time, but you can't figure out why you're not losing weight, keeping a journal, whether a hard copy or one of those digital apps, is a great way to see the true picture. In most cases, it's a case of too many calories being consumed versus burned. Many people try working out or adding an exercise program, increasing their activity level, but quickly become frustrated because they're not dropping any weight. And usually it's because their eating habits haven't changed, or their eating habits may have actually increased. They might be increasing the amount of calories they're eating because they think that they're sweating, or they feel like they're hungrier because they worked out. So they might actually be eating more. I encourage you, if you are in this situation, keep a journal of your eating habits so you can really examine what you are eating on a daily basis. Only by identifying the real issue can you start to make adjustments to where you want to be. So since we're talking about the topic of the weight loss secret, I have Katrina here with me, and we're going to just talk candidly kind of about our experiences throughout our personal and professional life, dealing with some of the oddities, the outlandish ideas that surround weight loss and the secret to it. So Katrina, what are some of the more outlandish weight loss strategies you have either been told to do, or maybe I've heard of like a family member or friend doing?
There's a lot. I've heard of people cutting out carbs completely. So no carbs at all. No bread, no rice, even fruits that have carbs in them. They're extremely afraid of any fruits, any carbs.
So it's like not really the concept of the number of calories, but what type of food.
Yes.
Certain foods are
restrictive. Like... Yes. I found that one weird because they couldn't have tomatoes.
And there was someone that couldn't have
tomatoes. What do you mean you can't have tomatoes? And they're like, this is what I have to do to lose weight, is not eat tomatoes and other types of food.
Yeah, because what we were talking about earlier is you literally could eat anything you wanted,
yes,
as long as you are in a calorie deficit.
Yes.
So the idea that you can't eat tomatoes or you can't eat fruit or you even can't eat bread is kind of crazy.
Yes.
But there's lots of misconceptions going around too. The carbs is a big one.
Yes.
But there's lots of diets out there like Atkins and things where you're drastically reducing the type of food you're eating. So you're eating a whole bunch of protein.
Yes.
Or you're eating a whole bunch of fats if you're on a certain type of diet. Are there any others that you can think of?
There's some other ones in particular that I always found really weird was people who, one, think that they have dietary restrictions such as gluten. Like they're gluten intolerant. They think they're gluten intolerant. So they switch all their foods to gluten free. And then they continue to have meals like, let's say, pizza. Every single meal, pizza. Gluten-free pizza. So it's got to help me lose weight, right?
So they go on the gluten diet because they think they can't lose weight because of the gluten intolerance?
Yes.
But they're not changing how many calories
they're not changing
they're
anything
eating.
about their life, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's kind of that idea of maybe perhaps a more nutritious food, but you're still eating too many calories?
Yes.
Gotcha. Like high quality food.
Yes.
Even like the vegan or what are some of the vegan, organic, those items are higher quality, but
yes,
they still have the same amount of calories. So even if you eat all organic, 500 calories is 500 calories.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's organic or if it's vegan or if it's animal product. The calories are the calories, and you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight.
I've also heard of people that have taken meat out of their diet and become a vegetarian in order to try and lose weight because they thought that meat would somehow influence them in gaining weight. So they became what they called vegetarians. But then really they were more like a carbitarian, where they only ate pastas and rice. They didn't really eat any vegetables in their life.
So
they were
again, still high calorie.
consuming high calories. Yep.
Gotcha. All right, we're going to have to stop right there because we've run out of time. But tune in next week and we will continue exploring this topic. Thanks for joining us today. Remember to like and follow us on Facebook. Until next time.